Good evening. Welcome to BBC News. The Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab says he's had constructive discussions with his counterpart in Pakistan about securing safe passage from Afghanistan for people entitled to settle in the UK. With Kabul's airport still closed, Pakistan is crucial in the mission to help people flee Afghanistan because the two nations share a land border. There are already about 3 million Afghan refugees in Pakistan. Mr Raab told a news conference in Islamabad that Britain was sending £30 million of aid to help Afghanistan's neighbours cope with those fleeing the country. He also said UK experts were heading to the region to coordinate efforts. Our reporter Shumaila Jaffery travelled with the Foreign Secretary and sent this report from Islamabad.
Relations are frosty, but the spotlight is back on Pakistan.
Great to see you.
It was the first high-level visit of any British dignitary to the country since the Taliban have taken over on the other side. Not far from this border, that Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab visited in Torkham as soon as he landed in Pakistan.
I do want to understand how you...
Back home, he had a difficult week when he had to face tough questions by the MPs at the Foreign Affairs Select Committee about his handling of the Afghan situation. Now he's trying to control the damage.
These are early days, but the Taliban has made a series of assurances. They've made a series of commitments. We want to be able to test whether they will live up to them. And probably the first big test is going to be allowing safe passage of nationals and those that have worked for the UK and other countries out of the country.
This is Pakistan's border with Afghanistan. If things become increasingly unstable there, it matters for the region and the world. Pakistan has built a fence running through the length of this border, but the real worry here is about extremists from groups like IS and Al-Qaeda spilling over the border. The Foreign Secretary held meetings with Pakistani leadership, including Prime Minister Imran Khan. At a joint press conference with Pakistan's Foreign Minister, Dominic Raab said Britain had released the first tranche of humanitarian assistance for Afghanistan's neighbours who may have to bear the brunt.
We would be willing not to fund aid via the Taliban, but through the humanitarian organisations that operate inside Afghanistan. For that to happen, there needs to be a safe and secure environment. So again, that's an early test for the Taliban. But we're willing to make sure that we do our bit with the international community.
Pakistan has said it will not allow more refugees inside the country. A few thousand did manage to enter last week from the Torkham Border. The UNHCR fears that around 5 million Afghans can seek refuge in neighbouring countries in the days to come. And Pakistan holds the key. Shumaila Jaffery, BBC News, Torkham Border, Pakistan.